Hey, hello everyone who's listening in, and if you don't know, this is me talking to Sean O'Shea, voiceover talent. We talk about many topics, and today's topics will be some repeats, some new, definitely some reflections today. It shouldn't take more than 3 to 5 minutes of your time. So, Sean, I do want to respond to one issue briefly, less than 15 seconds. I do not have issues with being a middle son. It would be maybe a concern of my unique personality and seems to be a little bit invisible in public. That's it. So, next is about table reading. For those people who don't know what a table reading, that's when you actually read a script. You read a script using the lines from the script. That's stupid. Sorry. Hey, I'm allowed to have brain farts. So it's a table read where you read a script. You chose 3 scripts, Sean. Archer, the TV series. Jaws, the movie. And Dumb and Dumber, the movie. Although none of them interest me. If one does interest me, it'd be Jaws. But you could choose for me, since you have maybe more experience in that. I did plays, I did acting, I loved writing scripts. I love analyzing scripts and enjoying them. So I think I'd find something great about all 3 of them. But if I was to make it an analysis on 3 of them, Archer happens to have a lot of dark comedy humor. Talks about debauchery, activities of debauchery. That's fine. Not me, but I don't mind playing a character in that. Jaws, classic. I can see us finding roles and reading the script from that. And then the third one would be Dumb and Dumber. Sounds like fun. Not messy in any form or fashion. Obviously not high in intellect, but who cares? This is our fun. So, all 3. Now, related to that topic is I'd like to say that scripts. If knowing who I am, that I'd like to say and act as an say that I am an altruist and actually act as an effective altruist. I personally would like to see scripts that maybe put a realistic view on invisible groups such as Native Americans, Hispanics, African Americans. Yeah, I don't look like one, and I am not one. I may be a mutt, but I'm not one of those. However, to respect the group, it would be nice to do a table read. It's not like we're trying to use this as some sort of main production and raising funds. I like raising awareness, and it would be nice to give them the respect, right? That said, I have a list in my notes of scripts that we might be able to search into, and I've shared them with you. So maybe you could take a look at them. New topic. Bad movies. You know, last week I saw that movie, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that was made in 1975, after Jaws, before Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Right? I did not like the movie at all. Great acting, excellent sound, good lighting. It had a story structure, and it was meant to be a parody, but it was not enjoyable. Maybe it's because I do not relate. Maybe I'm tired of people making parodies of B movies. 1975, they probably weren't, because they were still making lots of those B movies, bad movies. But what it does trigger into me is that even today, they are bad movies. In fact, people make them into immediate cults. One of them would be, I believe it's called The Room, where a person who had enthusiasm and he had the money from someone else to make these movies. He lacked talent and probably good decision making. The movie went out and it may have bombed, but then it became a craze and a cult. And it makes me want to reflect on, sometimes I don't understand why they make bad movies, but I can see that sometimes bad movies might have good outcomes or may perpetuate something in a direction where I can't relate with but have to respect. And how does that relate to me? It almost makes you say that you could fail and then someone could take your failure and make it more popular, and maybe the end outcome will be good. I really don't know what really happened to this actor after The Room was made. But I'm going to assume that people still watching this today, maybe they're doing it under the influence of THC or alcohol, or just doing it for, who knows, a rave activity where they throw things around at people. Do not know. But I'm guessing there's a purpose for everything. Every failure could have something great come from it. Now, what does that lead to? Nothing, but I'll make a segue to, I'm thinking of running a script. Failure right there. Now, the script could be about me. Now, do I live an interesting life? Maybe you could say that a little bit. Some people find it interesting, yes. And I'm looking for writing a script maybe about me. And of course, by the way, you know that I have a long list of books, projects in Nicaragua, projects here, and other stuff, long list of them that I'd like to get done. And obviously there's not a lot of time, and I'm also finding myself good distractions where spending quality time with Versha helps me out. But when I think about what is part of me, my whole history was about trying to make a story since I was young. So I'm expecting to get it done in many forms, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. Obviously, I don't want to spend the finances for it, so I think the best thing for me to do is to first engineer, then write the story. So that's a lot for an introduction to it, so I preface that. Let me tell you what the story's about. I could write about the true story almost as a comedy, and maybe even to market us, because obviously you're in my story, since you're in my life, right? It would be like me as a my character arc would be someone who is moving towards being a movie maker, with a sense of advocacy for a world cooperation. So with it, obviously, I'd like to tie it into current events that went on during my lifetime, including when I was young, even though they were done unknown to my knowledge. In other words, I was not aware of these things were occurring, but it would be nice to know how I relate it. Now, if I was to try to relate it to anything that's been made already, maybe a Forrest Gump, I could definitely say that I'm not the most self-aware person, and sometimes a buffoon. It could also be like Little Big Man. I think you recall that movie, and that was a social commentary, a political commentary, and it extended like an epic story, long life of this person who was an American as well as a Native American, who was brought up Native American. So I'd like to see if I can try to do a story that's sort of like Big Man and Forrest Story meets neoliberalism and 9/11. What? What are you talking about? We can get into that if you'd like, next one. But right now, it's 9 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm going to close it down. But I'm hoping I can start with what I have in my thoughts. For some reason, I don't know if it's with you or what I'm doing with you or just things going around, but I currently are in some phase of my life where I'm just grateful for many things. Can't know what the trigger is. I've heard that as you get to a certain age, you're just grateful for even the smallest of things. So I want to let you know that I'm grateful that you're in my life, that she's in my life, that I'm in this beautiful home, and that's things, regardless of the ugly things that I'm seeing on TV and the frustrations I get over even the simplest application that goes wrong, like I was trying to create a fundraiser and it just kept on losing the content. I'm just grateful that we have all these opportunities now and the ones ahead of us. I want to see what I can do to make the world less sucky for others. And doing this with you is getting me closer. Thank you. All right, everyone. Nothing to see here. See you soon, Sean. You have a wonderful, safe life. I haven't heard if you voted, but do an early vote. It's coming up to 24th in New York. I don't know when it's you. See you later, Sean. Bye.